Hey, this is BoxingWave. Today I'm going to give you an update on how I feel about the Manny Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios fight. I did a prediction like maybe almost 3 months ago now. It's one of the first prediction videos I've done for this channel. So I kind of wanted to do like a quick speed up-to-date version of it. But before I get into that, I want to speak on the confrontation between Freddie Roach and Robert Garcia and Brandon Rios' camp. If you didn't know, these guys are fighting in Macau, China this weekend, and they're basically sharing the same gym out in Macau. And from what I saw on the video, they said that Manny Pacquiao's training was between the hours of like 11 and 4, and then Brandon Rios, who was already at the gym training, was from 9 to 11. So Freddie Roach shows up. He didn't show up with Manny Pacquiao, but he shows up and he's like telling these guys to get out of the gym. But he's doing it in a really confrontation. Like he's cursing, and these guys start going back and forth, and it got a little physical as well. So basically, a lot of racial slurs was allegedly Freddie Roach called the guys in their camps, you're a Mexican and you're a Jew, and you can see I didn't really hear that part of the video. Like I watched it a few times and I couldn't really tell what they were saying like half of the time. But so allegedly Freddie Roach was calling them Mexicans and Jews. You're a Jew, get out of here, you Mexican. Get out of here, you Jew. I don't know exactly what was said, but it got physical because if you don't know, Alex Ariza, who is now part of Brandon Rios' camp, he was the strength and conditioning coach for Manny Pacquiao, but Freddie Roach fired him a little bit over the summer in the beginning of this training camp. So there's a little bit of bad blood between the two of these guys. So when Freddie Roach approached these guys was like, no, we're not leaving. I don't know if it was 11 o'clock. I don't know if it was time. And then it's crazy because, wait, why did these guys only get 2 hours and then Manny Pacquiao gets 5 hours in the gym? I don't know how that worked. But there was a little issue. So Freddie Roach approached them and was like, it's time for you guys to go, get out, whatever. And these guys weren't backing down. It was like, no. And Alex Ariza started mocking Freddie Roach's Parkinson's. Like, how he talks, how he talks and he moves and this guy Alex Ariza, who used to work with Pacquiao, was mocking Freddie Roach. So Freddie Roach approached him, came close, and when he came close to him, he stepped to him. Alex Ariza kicked him right in the chest. It's a really funny video, so I'm definitely gonna leave the links. Check out the links in the bottom in the description for this video. So definitely it's really funny to watch. So these guys were going back and forth yelling, and it's funny because even though Manny Pacquiao wasn't there, Brandon Rios was actually on the machine working out the whole time. Now this is what I feel. I know everybody's going crazy. I've seen a lot of people do videos already talking about it, and I've seen people tweeting about it. I don't think it's as big as a deal. I think this all hype for the fight. Like, you gotta understand, they do 24/7 videos, okay? This is probably gonna be included in the 24/7 video, either the last video or it's gonna be in the post-fight video. So I'm sure this was somewhat set up, I'm very surprised that Brandon Rios was sitting back watching it, not doing anything, not getting involved when people were shoving and pushing and shoving and it got physical, and he didn't jump up, because I really feel that this thing was all scripted. And why would they put these guys in the same gym? Just think about that. Why would they put them in the same gym where they have to, they didn't even separate the times where they are scheduled to train in the gym? 9 to 11, 11 to 4. Of course they're gonna walk in. Who's gonna leave the gym after 2 hours? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this whole thing was kind of scripted, but it's really funny to watch. And I don't think, like everybody, as far as Freddie Roach's comments about calling these guys Mexicans and Jews or whatever, I don't know if these guys, I don't know who's Jewish or whatever. But I mean, it's totally different from, you know, I think it could have been a lot worse as far as, you know, a lot of people saying Freddie Roach is a racist, and you know what? A lot of Mexicans might feel disrespected by this. I don't know, you know, I don't know how that's gonna go with him training other Mexican boxers in the future, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. I think he was more upset because this guy was mocking him and his disease, and you know, I think that's a little worse than him calling this guy a Mexican, which he is, and this guy calling somebody else a Jew, calling someone else a Jew, allegedly. All right, so watch the video. Now, as far as the Manny Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios fight, I still think, you know, leading up to the fight, you kind of get drawn in the hype of the fight. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Rios is not, a lot of people is not showing him any kind of respect. People are already planning who Manny's gonna fight next, whether it's Floyd, whether it's Pacquiao. People are calling out Manny Pacquiao during the training for this fight. So you kind of get drawn in, and you're like, you know what? Brandon Rios is gonna come ready for war. This is gonna be a different type of Brandon Rios. This is gonna be the best Brandon Rios we're ever gonna see. And you kind of get drawn into it as time goes on. You know what I'm saying? Especially with all the training. I saw so much training video footage on the YouTube for this fight. All these interviews and everything like that. So you get drawn into it. So, you know, for a second, I'm like, you know what? Brandon Rios might really, you know, Pacquiao, I don't know. You know, he did get knocked out. I am kind of worried. I don't know how he's going to feel when he gets hit, how he's going to react to it. You know, is he going to have flashbacks of the knockout from the Marquez fight? So you kind of get worried, and you start thinking, you know, I originally said Manny Pacquiao was going to beat this guy. But you know what? Nah, Manny Pacquiao's still going to beat this guy. He's going to beat him. He moves too much. At the end of the day, Brandon Rios will have to be a totally different boxer to win this fight. You know, now the only way that I see Brandon Rios winning this fight is if he lands that one lucky punch like Marquez did. Because as far as I'm concerned, Manny Pacquiao was destroying Marquez. Okay, I mean, I think Marquez's loss to Timothy Bradley recently was a I think Bradley beat him convincingly, but Pacquiao was on the verge of beating him to a point where I thought he might have knocked Marquez out, you know, until he got knocked out. So I don't really think, you know, everybody's getting to the hype of Manny don't got it anymore. I really think Manny is still a really good fighter, and it's going to show in this fight. I think Manny Pacquiao, everyone's talking about Brandon Rios, you know, being disrespected. Like, you know, I think people are not showing Brandon Rios credit, but at the same time, Manny Pacquiao is more motivated for anyone, because this fight here, if he loses, he's most likely going to retire. All right, so I think this is going to be the best Manny Pacquiao that he's capable of being today. I don't think I don't think he's the fighter he was 3-4 years ago when he beat Cotto, when he beat Margarito. I don't think he's that fighter, but the fighter post those fights, like the guy that fought Shane Mosley, the guy that fought Timothy Bradley, the guy that fought Marquez the third and fourth time, I think this is going to be the best Manny Pacquiao since then. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's gonna be too much for Brandon Rios. And actually possibly seeing, I think it's gonna be a good fight, because Brandon Rios ain't gonna, you know, he's tough dude. You know, it's not gonna be easy to knock this guy down, but it's just gonna be too much. And I see Manny Pacquiao either winning by late TKO or by decision in a shutout. All right, so that's the way I predict the fight. Leave comments. Make sure you check out the video links, because you really want to see this confrontation between the two camps. So leave comments. Let me know who you think is going to win the fight and why. You can also go back and watch my earlier prediction video, and follow me on Twitter at @wavy_10.